What is up, everybody? We're rolling audio here today on episode 82 of The Harder Show. How are you? I hope you're doing fantastic. Hopefully you're doing better than me, as I am just in the middle of fighting a bit of a head cold, but that is okay. I will persevere. Wanted to still make sure that I was able to get a couple podcasts out for you here this week, guys. A lot going on this week, actually. Today we're talking about top 10 kind of Xbox 360 games with my buddy Mr. Matthew Cannons. Now, the reason that I wanted to have Matthew do this list with me is because those of you who know me know that I'm not an Xbox guy, but much like when I talked about the PS1 with Garrett, I wanted to still cover, kind of my goal is to eventually cover all the consoles and kind of do top 10 lists for all of them, but because I wasn't an Xbox 360 guy, I said, I want to talk about the Xbox 360 because it's a big, important system, and there's a lot of great games for it that I kind of did still play a little bit. But I don't have experience enough to sit down for, any period of time and talk about 10 of them in a row. So Matt and I were kind of hanging out, shooting the breeze a little bit, and we ended up just kind of talking about it, and he, told me he had like 100 games, and I was like, holy crap. So it made sense to do it with Matt. Always like hanging with Matt, always have a good time. Anytime he's on the podcast, he's, a regular reoccurring guest now on the podcast here. So definitely a good podcast, especially if you're a gamer or Xbox 360 fan. You're going to really enjoy this. There's definitely some good picks on this list. Definitely some controversial picks maybe as well, especially near the end of the podcast there. Some controversial things are said, but that is okay. That's what we do here on The Harder Show sometimes. Sometimes you got to just go against the grain and disagree with people. But other than that, those of you who follow me pretty regularly would have seen that I actually relaunched Harder Guitar Services this week, which is my guitar restringing and setup business that I started after Gigs Music Music I used to work at closed, and I kind of got away from it for a little while. Not really any reason in particular, just I wasn't very busy with it. Work was getting more busy. I was dedicating more time to the podcast, so I just kind of quietly moved on from it. Didn't think I'd really get back into it. Wasn't really playing guitar a whole lot, and just kind of a few days ago, I sat down and played guitar for like 3 hours straight, and it was just great. I loved it, and I still play guitar and stuff, but like not that much. Like I wouldn't sit down and play for like an hour or two. And after I kind of sat down and played, I was actually learning a new Metallica song off the new record, which is amazing, which I will be doing a review with Mr. Dylan Porter from Outshine, hopefully very soon. But I learned one of the riffs off the new album, and kind of just went, this is great. I missed this so much. Guitar was such a big part of my life, and I kind of got away from it. And the next morning, I'm sitting with Sam, and given we were discussing, but she basically was just like, why don't you just start doing the guitar restrings and stuff again? And it was the fact that I couldn't really give her a straight answer. She was just basically like, what are you doing? Like, just do it. Like, why are you like, I was like, oh, I don't know, I don't know if I have time, blah, blah, blah. She's like, just do it. You have time. Like, she's just basically like, what is your deal? Like, just do it. It's who you are. Like, why are you being so silly about it? And so my wonderful girlfriend kind of bringing me back down to earth a little bit and helping me reach an epiphany of the fact that, why am I not doing this? Makes no sense. So I didn't talk about this on Thursday's episode of the podcast. Actually, because I've been sick all week, I wasn't able to really record any audio. So luckily I had my intros and outros already done for that. So that's why I didn't mention this on Thursday's episode for anybody who listened and is kind of wondering why I waited till Sunday to mention it. But definitely thank you to everybody who kind of made my relaunch a success, sharing it on social media and that kind of thing. I seriously appreciate it. Thank you all so much. It will not be affecting the podcast at all. Nothing's really going to change. It's just if you are a guitar player and you need some a restring on your guitar setup or anything, be sure to hit me up. That's it's what I do. It's what I'm passionate about, and I love it. So thank you to everybody who kind of supported that. It was a pretty big deal for me that so many people went out of their way to share it and that kind of thing, without me asking. People just did it, and it was so awesome. So thank you all so much. Really means the world to me. I do also need to say thank you to my man Mr. Jason Reese over at Jaybird Digital Arts for hooking me up with the awesome new logo that you guys saw if you follow on the Harder Guitar Services page. It was really awesome that he was able to get that done for me so quickly. I literally messaged him like 2 days before my relaunch on Monday there, and he was able to get that off to me. So aside from stuff he's on for the podcast and all the graphics and the memes and all that fun stuff, he also, has now is doing my all my harder guitar services logos and that kind of thing. So if that's on the reason to check him out, then definitely you should check him out. But Jason, thank you again for getting that off to me, doing such an awesome job on it, and getting it off to me so quick. But all that fun stuff aside, and because I'm starting to kind of slowly lose my voice here, damn sickness, I am going to just jump into this podcast here with Matt's Xbox 360 Top 10 Games list. Let's get into it. All right, so we're hanging out at the kitchen table in the kitchen, ladies and gentlemen, of Harder Show Studios. I have a bit of a cold, so I apologize that if I sound a little weird. We're hanging out. I just got done having a nice little lunch, and decided, I'm hanging out with this guy here, and we're going to do a little podcast. And what we're talking about today is top 10 Xbox 360 games. Now, anybody who knows me knows that I never actually owned an Xbox 360. So it's kind of funny that I want to do a list on this, but I'm just like, I'll find somebody at some point who has enough experience with it that I'll be able to kind of do this with them and almost interview them in a type of way on what their favorite games are, kind of like what I did with Garrett, episode 44, PS1 games. You can go back and check that out. And, well, let's just say I found my guy. And it just so happens that he's been a regular guest here on the Harder Show. One of my good buddies, Mr. Matthew Cannons.
Thanks for having me.
You're not the mark today because it's not wrestling talk.
No.
Even though I would like to say...
But this is still progression towards better podcasts.
Slowly. We're getting there. Slowly but surely.
Eventually I'll get there.
Better content on the Harder Show. Slowly but surely. But it's funny, kind of just talking real quick about this. Matthew Snapchats me the other night a picture of a wrestling action figure. And I'm looking at it right now. He brought it to me today, and he's insisting on giving it to me as a present. And it is Dean Malenko, and it's his action figure, the WWE Elite version of it. Very cool. He's very proud of himself for that. It's awesome. So, Matthew, thank you for that wonderful gift.
No problem.
I appreciate that.
You know how I am. I'm not one of those people that, birthdays, holidays, that's when to give gifts. No, you give it randomly out of the blue. Makes people feel better.
Yeah.
It's less expecting.
Yeah, especially I'm like sick and I feel like crap, and I'm like, it's just Matthew's gonna come home and hang out with me even though I'm sick, and then he brings me friggin' Wendy's and the action figure. So I'm feeling pretty good right now. But we were kind of shooting the breeze, and
why would we shoot breeze?
I don't want to shoot breeze. We were shooting the breeze. Shouts to Nathan Breeze. I have to make sure I tag him in that. Why are we shooting breeze? I was like, I didn't say that, did I? No. We love you, Nathan.
Maybe.
Hey, come on now. We're trying to be nice to everybody here. We're going to go ahead and avoid talking any crap by anybody here on the Harder Show, especially the fact that we're supposed to be talking about something very specific. And that the fact that we were shooting the breeze, not shooting breeze. And you basically dropped the fact that you have over 100 Xbox 360 games or something like that. So I was like,
I have I think it's 120 page flip disc binder full of 360 games.
Holy crap!
Some of them have 2 discs, some have 3
discs. Of course,
but,
some of them are duplicates.
But a lot of it is just single discs.
That's insane. I don't
Let's just say high school was a long time of playing games. That's all I did.
A lot of high school was playing games. And that's okay. But so I said, who better to basically be my Xbox 360, I guess we'll say expert, and talk about some Xbox 360 games and your top 10 favorite ones. Now, we're not necessarily going to talk about some of these games I know, obviously, and I'll put in my 2 cents and stuff, but for the majority of them, they were games that I never owned them. I didn't play them as much, but we're not just talking about Xbox 360 exclusive games. There are some on this list, obviously, but it's just the top 10 games that Matthew played on the Xbox 360 that you have the most fondest memories with in that.
Not all of them are actually where they're supposed to be sitting, but they're all within the top 10 of where, if you're going to go back and play some 360 games, I recommend these ones.
Okay. So basically, this is a top 10 list of games you recommend going to play.
Yeah, it's better than saying top 10 ever, because everyone has their opinion on that.
Yeah, everyone's got opinions on top 10 lists.
And, come back to me in a month, I might be in a different order.
You might have a different one, yeah. But so just kind of jumping right into it here. Well, actually, real quick first, what's what made you want to get the Xbox 360 instead of the PS3? Because that was a big debate going on for a long time.
Honestly, I didn't really care for the PS3 exclusives. There's a couple games there I saw that, I have to own on the 360 that were only exclusives. Sure. Like one of them was like Saints Row. Saints Row really sold me on, that playing Halos, playing Gears. Mm-hmm. Like Drake's Fortune didn't interest me. God of War was like okay. Like all the big ones for PlayStation were just like okay, why not?
So basically, just the Uncharted series didn't really do anything for you, and you still haven't played them yet.
I own one, never played it.
You should really check them out. They're a good series. But basically, you decided to get the Xbox 360 instead of the PS3 because the lineup of the Xbox 360 appealed to you more.
Yeah, and then ends up being more of my friends have 360s at that time.
Yeah.
College was a different story.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing with me is like, everyone I knew who was in my immediate friends group, had PS3s or both. And it was actually Brandon Bowden, producer Brandon Bowden, who was someone who convinced me to get a PS3. He was just like we were just literally out. Actually, we were at, this is funny. We were at Blockbuster. Yeah, Blockbuster.
What's Blockbuster?
Exactly. This was like 2009.
Is that like a relic?
Yeah.
2009.
Yeah.
Really? That's how long it took you?
Yeah. But
wow.
It took me. I still don't have a PS4.
I know you.
I'm still rocking. You came over today. I'm sitting there playing freaking Fallout 3 on my PS3, buddy.
I never told you to stop.
Yeah. Well, that's it. But it's just like, so he was the one who convinced me. But so you basically you got the Xbox 360 because people you knew had it, and because of the lineup just appealed to you better. Fair enough. So. I guess just kind of jumping right into it here. You're very professional. You have your nice little list here. So I guess we'll just kind of
jump right in. Yeah. First off, honorable mention, Fallout 3. Amazing game. Love it to death. But it's too similar to another game on the list. And, we might as well keep that type of ruling going where... Mm-hmm.
One per franchise.
One per
basically.
franchise.
Yeah.
The franchise rule.
Yeah, whenever I'd like to do the top 10 stuff, I like to keep it one per franchise.
You go and start franchising, and it's just like, okay, everything's everywhere. But, yeah, it's a great game. Check it out. You'll have fun for hours.
I still am.
Yeah.
Like my 8th playthrough of it.
All right. Starting in at number 10. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. That was a great game when it first came out. Mm-hmm. When it first came out, they had the whole no Russian scene. That was a big, like, oh my God, talking point for the media. So it pumped it all up. But, I played through...
for the record, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but for the record, that noise you guys just heard was not somebody farting.
Was it?
It was, we have this, like, long story short, it's a water thing. It makes this weird noise. It sounds like a fart. Moving on.
All right. But no, that had the whole campaign. I played through Modern Warfare 1 and Modern Warfare 2. Mm-hmm. Like, that whole story progression was great.
They were
the
great.
The whole campaign of the games were great. The multiplayer in that game was fantastic. It was one of those games that people would play for hours and hours and hours. Some people say it's unbalanced in a little bit, the noob tubes and 360 no scopes. I did noob tube. Screw the 360 no scopes. Yeah. Fuck snipers. It's a long motto of mine. But yeah, it's overall a great franchise. Just, you can't make a top 10 list of Xbox games without putting a nod to at least COD in some way.
Yeah, and Modern Warfare, and I see you have Black Ops 2 scribbled in there as well, kind of.
Well, Black Ops 2 is... I never really got through the multiplayer thing, the campaign. I don't even think I even started the campaign, to be honest. But the multiplayer, great.
Yeah, superb.
For people like zombies, excellent. I'm not really one of them.
Yeah, I'm not a zombie. I hate zombies.
Like, it's just wave games just don't really do anything.
I'm the same
me.
way. I'm
a competitive person, so I like being in like a competitive like environment, being the friendly. Okay, I have to trail the zombies forever. Like, no, that's boring.
Yeah, no, it doesn't appeal to me. Sam loves it, and I hate it. I hate playing it.
Yeah.
But what's funny is one thing I remember from Modern Warfare, because this is a game that like I didn't play on the 360, but I played it on the PS3 and that.
Yeah, it's kind of a universal game. There.
Yeah,
but it was one of those things. There was a lot more people on the Xbox version than there was on the PS3 version.
Tons of people. Ton of people. What was funny was I remember talking about the no Russian scene.
Oh yeah.
And the scene, if you guys aren't familiar with it, basically, it was a highly controversial scene because basically you play as like a terrorist walking into an airport, and you just basically gun down a bunch of civilians.
Yeah.
With machine guns, and basically it's like you can like just not partake in it and watch or whatever, or like you can just skip it entirely because that's how bad it got. But I remember like I'm playing through the game and I get to this thing and I'm like, obviously I'm going to play it.
First day you were able to skip it though. Like they made it like that.
Yeah, they made it skippable because it was just like they knew this is going to piss a lot of people off, and it did. That was immediate.
And then you got the 14-year-olds that just keep playing that mission over and over again because they're 14.
And they're like, oh, I get to gun down a bunch of civilians. Yes. Because 14-year-old kids are messed up. And I remember like at the end of the mission, there's a big plot twist kind of.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn. But I actually got stuck on that campaign.
Did you?
I got stuck and I could not for some reason beat it.
I found in both those campaigns there was one hallway in each game that was just called the impossible hallway.
Yeah. See, for me, it wasn't a hallway. It was... I can't remember the mission. It was a few missions in, and you were escorting. I think it was Honey Badger, this like tank. You were escorting it through this battlefield.
Was it through the battlefield or was it through the city? It was through the suburbs.
Yes.
Oh, and yeah, that mission was
for some reason, I've been trying to beat that mission for like 4 years. For some reason, I just can't seem to. I don't know, and it's not like it's hard. It's just I can't seem to friggin' do it.
Yeah.
I don't know why. So it's funny. And then obviously Black Ops 2. I play Black Ops, like the first Black Ops more.
Yeah.
And I love the story on both of them, though. They're great games. So definitely the Call of Duty games. Obviously, Matt had to include this in his list here. In our list, but it's more Matt's list here.
Number 9. I really can't pick one because it's one of those things where it just progresses through the Mass Effect franchise.
Oh, yeah.
Because really, you don't start the Mass Effect franchise unless you're starting at 1.
You have to.
Because you want that story progression. You don't want to go, oh, well, this person, I choose this person this time. See what happens. No, you go through and you feel why you killed that person. Mm-hmm. It's the first one's a little shaky of a game. It's a little bit it's trying too much.
It was one of those games where, because again, like I have tons of experience with Mass Effect series. It was one of those games that it was such a new experience that it was like almost too much at first.
Yeah, with the like planet all visiting all the planets and being more like No Man's Sky than No Man's Sky.
Yeah,
No Man's Sky.
Yeah, the way that No Man's Sky is basically supposed to be, and like it was so different. But you could tell the story was so in depth, and there was so much going on that you were like, "This is insane."
And I've heard multiple people go with that franchise. I ran through the fighting sequence just to get to the dialogue.
Yes.
How many times can you say that in a game?
Not very often.
Unless you're playing like a text-based RPG or something like that. Mm-hmm. That game's entirely that. But with multiple games, you're like, yeah, I just want to stay for the action. No, that game you want to be there making decisions.
Mm-hmm. And that was the best thing about that game was the fact that all your decisions, like, they actually impacted the game for like the majority of all the games.
Yeah. They had shaky points, like the ending of the third one.
Of course, that's the big famous thing is everyone hates the ending, and
because seeing them all, they're all fairly close to each other, but which is where it really feels weak. If they actually had like I'm okay with the little space child, I'm okay with everything, but it's just like the scenes are exactly the same, just different color. Everything just didn't feel quite right. They should have done a video clip,
a little something else,
put a little bit more budget into the final video clipping, going, okay, this is the new world without this or with
one of the three decisions you make. And that's the thing is, like, everyone was complaining that you only had 3 decisions.
Yeah, I never went back and played the re-release ending or whatever, like the revised ending. It
didn't really add a whole lot to the story.
Yeah, well, it was more the fact of I just when it came out, I was already done with the series.
Yeah.
Because I already went through it all.
So I was replaying it through as a renegade.
Oh.
When it came out, so I was like, I'm gonna obviously, but at the same time, it's the fact that they made you pay, $5. What? No, wait a minute, it was free. Sorry, what the hell am I thinking of? Sorry, that's my mistake. I don't know what the hell I was thinking of. But it was the fact that they made DLC, and this will fix the ending, and it didn't really change much. But that is what it is. I don't think that ruined the franchise. I think it's still an amazing franchise.
Amazing franchise. Amazing moments.
Yeah.
The pinnacle game though is number 2.
Yeah, that's a pretty popular opinion.
That is it took out a lot of the unnecessary features in the first from the first one, expanded upon the storytelling and the grand feel of everything, and it's just amazing boss fight in the end.
Yes. What was funny is Mass Effect 2 it's probably the most popular one.
Yeah.
My favorite is actually Mass Effect 3, and the reason I have a very specific reason as to why. The feeling I got while playing that game at times was very similar to a feeling I got while playing Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
This feeling of almost hopelessness at times, where you're just you're flying away from Earth as it's being destroyed by Reapers. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, it's
there
was really epic moments. Even the one of the final scenes where you're just running through and everything's getting destroyed.
That was insane.
It was just...
It's reasons like that it's my favorite one of the series.
Yeah, it really put the movie dramatics, the feeling. That's the way games should be. Is you should have that, tie to your characters. You should have, this grand epic moments that you can go and talk around the water cooler with.
That's it. And there's, it ties up all the characters and all the romances and everything and blah, 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 blah. So it really put it into one. And there was amazing DLC with the Citadel DLC. There was some good stuff.
I don't think I played that one, but...
It's the one where you have your party.
Oh, no.
Oh, dude, it's so good. I need
to go back, but I'm also thinking about replaying the games anyway soon, so...
Do it and get the Citadel DLC.
Because they're all now becoming backwards compatible on Xbox One. So.
Oh, are they? Cool.
Yeah. Moving on.
But yeah, So you say that, number 9, you have the Mass Effect series, but you're not putting it on your list, but your personal favorite is Mass Effect 2, you would say?
Yeah, I would say 2, just because I'm going to go with everyone else. It is a great game. I love the multiplayer edition in 3. That was actually quite fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
One of the wave systems that I actually really liked.
Yeah. I love to play that game online, but... Moving on with your list here.
All right. Number 8, the game a lot of people only bought because it had the beta key to Halo 3's multiplayer. And if you already don't know what I'm talking about Crackdown. Crackdown is a great game. It's basically you're a superhero cop. Let's be honest. It's
a cool story.
Yeah, that you're breaking up different crime syndicates and whatnot. It's absolutely amazing because... You can just go basically evolve your character and do anything. It's basically GTA and crack.
Crackdown.
Yeah. But it's a great game. Like I said, a lot of people bought it for the one reason and stayed because it's a good game.
Yeah, they bought it for the beta key, but then they're like, wow, this is actually not a bad game.
Yeah.
That's a good marketing strategy, by the way.
Yeah, an underrated game, and now it's getting its 3rd entry coming soon.
That's good.
Yeah. But I think I'd pick number 2 of Crackdown over it, but still, both of them are worth playing.
Yeah. And those were games that, obviously, I've never played the Crackdown series.
Yeah.
But it's games I always heard about, and I heard people talking about it, so I can definitely tell you that they're good games.
All right. We're going to get moving a little faster now. Or try to. Next game's going to be a long one, but number 7, GTA 4. GTA 4 was one of the games that when I first got my 360, I got it. It was another game that I was just like, I have to play this because I actually own all the GTA games. Mm-hmm. Maybe not actually no, I own the PSP games. I don't really know if I own Chinatown Wars, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But no, that game, first time I put it in the console, the graphics, like every time I put a GTA game in for the first time, blew me away.
Yeah, they always blow you away the first time.
Like, and just like, oh my god, this is gorgeous. Like, it just, you wouldn't think that the 360 had the power to do this, and it does. And that's still fairly early in its life cycle.
Yeah, it was when GTA 4 came out.
I think it was like 2 years in. But yeah, it's a great game. Everyone knows GTA. Basically, you're just gonna go shoot people, right over people.
Gonna go shoot people and commit crimes and so forth.
Hey, cousin,
let's go bowling. It's just the greatest. It was the greatest. The only thing I hated about that game
was Roman.
I didn't mind that, actually. I didn't mind Roman. I liked that entire game. It was a good little entry. I liked how they changed it up and they made like a kind of like a Russian mob guy. But
like,
it was
instead of being the normal Caucasian,
they made him like a unique character, Roman Bellic. I just hated the ending personally. Yeah, because it's like a sad ending, and I'm like,
oh, you had to choose between your cousin and your wife.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? I don't want to do that. So it's just like whatever. But it was satisfying to still kill him at the end of it. But
yeah, but think. You kill Roman, you don't have to go bowling anymore.
That's true. See, I didn't mind. It was just when I was like up in a helicopter and I got a phone call, cousin, let's go bowling. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on right
Falling
now?
off a skyscraper. Cousin, let's go bowling.
It's like I'm on top of it. I'm like up. I'm like having a shootout with the cops. My favorite one that ever happened was I was having a shootout with the cops because he would answer it automatically too, right?
Yeah.
And like I'm having a shootout with the cops. I'm up on top of like a roof with a sniper rifle and like a pistol. And I'm like, I'm probably going to die. And then all of a sudden my phone rings. And he just stands up and answers the phone. And like, as I hear, guys, let's go bowling, I get shot in the head and killed instantly. And I'm just like, did this just happen to me right now? Like, did this motherfucker he just calls me up, like, guys, let's go bowling. And then I die. It's just renamed that entire game, the cousin, let's go bowling. But there was definitely some good moments in that game for sure.
At number
I said number 8, number 6.
Number 6.
This is a doozy.
This is where the Fallout 3 franchise rule comes into play. It's not New Vegas. It's actually Skyrim. Same developers, different technical feel because you're whatever, no VATS or whatever, but it's still Skyrim is.
It's an RPG
made by the same people.
I know what you're saying. I hear you.
Yeah. Amazing game. I just recently rebought it for the remastered edition just because it's that good of a game. Game you can lose hours and hours in. Just ask TJ.
I have played through that game. I could do an entire podcast just on Skyrim.
Yeah.
I have played through that game. I'm going to say at least 12 times.
Yeah.
I'm at the point now where I want to get a capture card or cable just so I can record my playthroughs as specific characters because I think people would find them really and they do like commentary and shit. I think it'd be freaking hilarious because that's a game that like everyone I know who plays Skyrim loves Skyrim. Everyone loves Skyrim, and it's this immersive. The whole Elder Scrolls
unless they're
series.
Like one of those. I'm elite. I love Oblivion.
Yeah, Oblivion is superior. Shut up. No, it's not.
No,
I hate those stupid. The modern Oblivion is. That's not even the game, man.
Yeah,
but that's a whole other story for a whole other time. I don't like modders, but that's just me.
TJ, dragon armor or Diedrich armor?
Steel plate.
Ooh.
Yeah, buddy.
Nordic steel plate? Or
huh? The steel plate. Nordic steel plate. My character literally, and it always makes people laugh because like I'd be at like level like 50 and like I'd be done the game and I'd still be walking around in like the steel plate armor. And like everyone's like, when do you get better armor? And I said, why? I like the way this armor looks. It looks badass. I have my shield and sword combination that I usually use or my big, blade. Yeah. And why would I need, here comes a legendary dragon, and I one-shot it, and then everyone's like, oh. I'm like,
yeah. No, I was dual wielding, at the end I was like dual wielding Diedrich blades with like
Diedrich armor.
Full Diedrich
you're one
armor,
of those guys.
Except for the helmet. The helmet, I actually used one of the masks, the one that let you breathe into water.
Yeah, see, that makes sense.
Like, it was just, and he looks OP as fuck.
He looks OP. And it it's funny to me because like you talk about people Skyrim with people, and they're always like, oh, like my character was this and this or whatever, and I would always have multiple playthroughs.
Yeah.
I have my main good guy, I have my main bad guy, I have my thief, I have my assassin, I have blah blah blah, I have my simple hunter who doesn't even complete any quests, he just hunts. He is my Argonian hunter. That's the series. I want to make my YouTube series. I want it to be The Adventures of Sits on Rock. His name is Sits on Rock. He is but a simple Argonian hunter. And, because the one time Ryan came over, and I'm like sitting there playing this as this character, and I'm like doing commentary with him as a joke, right?
Yeah.
And he's just crying, laughing. He's like, what is happening right now? I'm like, Sits on Rock. But like, everyone knows Skyrim's a great game. It's a phenomenal game. I mean, personally, it'd be higher on my list, but
it's one of those things where you're competing with a bunch of
it's a great
heavyweights.
Yeah.
It's not, none of these are to be taken lightly.
Absolutely. And another cool thing about Skyrim is the fact that like, there was also some great DLC as well. So definitely a great game. If for some reason you've never played Skyrim, you have to play it.
Yeah. Moving on, number 5 is one of my personal favorites, is Saints Row. The whole series. A lot of recently things have been a little more funny and jokey, but my personal favorite is number 2. It refined the controls. It went and refined the humor. It became not less of a like GTA clone and became its own thing. And the fact that it makes fun of itself and makes fun of everything is even better, And like I said earlier, Saints Row was one of the games that I saw and I was like, I have to own a 360
just to play it.
Yeah. And but yeah, no. Number 2, amazing. Number 3, great. Number 4, you're getting really unrealistic here.
Yeah. Number 4 is I still haven't played any of the Saints Row. I mean, I played the first 2 a little bit, and I was just like, they're friggin' GTA ripoffs. Why would I play them, right?
Yeah.
But then like Saints Row the Third is like gets into this crazy humor. And, I'm gonna be boring Saints Row 4 for me at some point, so I'm gonna get to play it. And then,
I have 2 copies of it now.
Knock your brother out.
I would have brought it over today if I remembered.
That's okay. It's what happens. But so Saints Row 2, the whole Saints Row series, obviously the 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, it released 2, 3, 4, and Get Out of Hell.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Get Out of Hell.
Get Out of Hell. That I did play that.
Honestly, the biggest upset in the whole series is the beginning of 3. Did you ever play 3?
No, I literally haven't played any of them except for Get Out of Hell.
Oh, well, spoiler alert. They killed Johnny Gat in the opening scene. How can you kill Johnny Gat in the opening scene? The guy is a one-man army.
And they kill him.
Yeah.
So I don't know who that is, so I'm just kind of like...
Well, he's the main character from Get Out of Hell.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. But in
story, yeah. He's just a big badass. But in the way what Get Out of Hell, they basically saying he got abducted by aliens in the beginning of that one, trying to rewrite. It was dumb.
See, I played it, but like I didn't like play through the whole thing or anything, right?
Oh, yeah.
I just played it for like a little bit, but it's definitely a good thing. Good series, absolutely, for sure. All right, guys, just want to take a quick second here to give a big shout out to the first ever sponsor and big time supporter of the Harder Show, my man, Mr. Jason Reese over at Jaybird Digital Arts. Now, what exactly does Jason do? Well, if you guys need any kind of logos, t-shirts, posters, album design, tickets, photo manipulation, you guys still with me? Advertising, business stationery, mailers, brochures, fine art, and literally anything else you can think of, Jaybird Digital Arts can create it. No project is just a generic template, and every single job is a new opportunity to create something unique. Jason's done all the Harder Show logos, t-shirts, banners, and even a meme here and there, so I can promise you that you will love and be inspired by what Jason comes up with. You can find him on the web at www.jaybird, that's Jaybird, digitalarts.com. Or you can find him on Facebook under the Jaybird Digital Arts handle, as well as on Instagram. If you happen to use his services, be sure to let him know that TJ sent you. But kind of moving on with your list here.
Number 4, Fable 2.
Yeah.
Or the Fable franchise.
The Fable franchise, but your favorite's Fable 2.
Well, I love number 1, but I didn't play it. I didn't play it on the original Xbox. I own a copy of it, but I played it on PC, so it's one of those things where I have more trigger to PC. Plus, also, like there was greatness in Fable 1. I love the story. I love whatever. But really, some of the things got really refined in number 2. And then number 3 just threw a lot of refined things out of the window.
I heard so many people talk so much crap about number 3. Obviously I haven't played it, but like I heard so many people talk shit about, because I played Fable 1.
Yeah.
Like I played through that like 6 times. I love that game for the original Xbox.
Oh, yeah.
Like I had it for that, right?
But no, like the emotion wheel, I love the emotion wheel in that game because you actually got to interact with different people. Where number 3, they threw it out the window and basically you had a choice of A or B. You know, it's like...
Yeah, the good answer, the bad answer.
Yeah, like, no, I want to fart on this guy. I want to play a lute to this person, you know?
I want to fart on this guy. I don't want to tell him to F off. I want to fart on him.
You know? But yeah, I love Fable 2. It's one of my favorite games. I actually had every achievement for that game.
Wow. DLC
included.
Jesus.
Like, so it was one of those games where I went through because it was just a enjoyable game for me. And so moving on to number 3 is Batman Arkham City, the series. I'm sorry, I'm a huge Batman fan.
That you are.
Like, it's... If you actually want to talk Batman to me, talk Batman to me. I will tell you everything. But the fact of this game, for even non-true Batman fans, is amazing. It is like one of the best fighting systems, you know, best detective systems, best sneak systems. It's everything is like, okay, we took this from that from that, but somehow it just feels Batman. Like, you know, the best game in that franchise, I'd say, is Arkham City. Arkham Asylum is great. Arkham Origin is okay. And from what I hear, Arkham Knight for like the new systems is it's
yeah, people
it's
say
a lot.
It's okay.
It's because there's too much car in that. You know, they're using the bat tank system way too much. But like the combat system, you would actually feel like you're Batman
you're
fighting
actually
goons.
fighting, because I've never actually played any of the Arkham series games.
It's basically. Did you ever play Assassin's Creed?
Oh yeah.
You know the Assassin's Creed fight system?
Yeah.
It was that system in Batman.
So that'd be sweet.
Yeah, so you're just, you know, sitting there countering people. The villains, they felt menacing. You know, the storyline was great. Like
Mark Hamill is Joker.
Yeah, and not Kevin Conroy was the voice of Batman in that game, I believe?
I'm not sure. I think so.
I think so. If it's not, Kevin Conroy still is Batman to me.
He still is Batman. If you know who for sure did the Batman voice in Arkham series, let us know.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Kevin Conroy. I think
probably
those two, Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill, working together. Best voice acting.
Oh, it's funny because I've talked about this before on the podcast, but Mark Hamill, like, I mean, obviously as a Star Wars nerd, you know, he's one of my like gods, and the fact that he not only does the voice of Joker perfectly in that, but then like on Arrow they had him play
the Trickster.
So good.
But the entire time he was playing the Trickster on Arrow, all I could think about was his voice just was the Joker. He was just being the Joker
and that's the thing, is he was basically just being the Joker, but you got to see that a lot of that come out in his voice acting in the Arkham series, and that's what's so great about it. I mean, like I said, I didn't play the game. Like, I mean, I've seen enough clips of it, and I've seen to know that Mark Hamill does an amazing job in it. Yeah. It's definitely a series I need to check out because. So obviously, like the whole series. But what one's your favorite one? You would say
Arkham City.
So if I'm going to check out the Arkham series, the first game I should check out is Arkham City.
Really, you probably should check out Asylum first. Because there are slight plot developments.
So you start off on game 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Doesn't matter about Origins and past that, but like those two games, if you play together, it's much better.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a slight plot development in the end that makes a hell of a lot more sense.
Okay, fair enough. Makes sense.
But one awesome fight scene from Origins, though, is like fairly early on, fighting Deathstroke. That fight is actually hard.
I bet.
I gave up on the game because it was just too difficult. Like, I just couldn't get past it. And Finally got past it, and then my 360 dies.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's something we haven't actually talked about yet. Real quick, how many 360s did you go through?
One.
Just one. Okay.
But early on, my 360 fell over, damaged the power, like the power brick unit,
Yeah.
like the little cord going in. So I had to get a new one of those. But I think I got one or two different ones of those because they were third party. They weren't ever first
Okay.
party.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Future Shop wouldn't replace the first party.
Buggers.
I know.
Harder Show does not support Future Shop.
No one supports Future Shop anymore. Not even Best Buy.
Not even Best Buy. Shout out to Sam Hudson. Best Buy.
But yeah, like I didn't go through I only had my one, and that it wasn't the original, like wasn't day one stuff. So it was like the white. It was like the white Pro.
Okay, yes. So they had fixed.
They had fixed most of the
death issues. Because I can say for sure, I know at least 3 people who went through like 4 Xbox 360s.
Yeah.
I still have the same PS3, the big series that I bought in 2009 at Blockbuster, brand new. I still have it. Never had an issue with it. Knock on wood.
Yeah. No, my PS3 actually bought a third party.
Really?
I bought a refurbished. I mean.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
From
We got a refurbished unit that was
and
used
that
and fixed up.
From the people that fixed them. So I got it. It worked for a while. Then I got the yellow light of death. So I took it back to them and got it fixed.
For a refurbished unit, though, I mean,
it was still a little pricey for
so that's why I would never
fix up, because I wanted at the time when I bought it. All you could buy was like the slim. I wanted the fat because I wanted to go back and play PS2 games and whatnot. Because I never had a PS2 or any of them. But that's kind of really off track now.
Well, that is okay. I brought it up, but it's just funny, like the Red Ring of Death and stuff like that. And that was another number one reason why I didn't buy an Xbox 360, was for that reason.
Well, that's the thing. There was a lot of people that went through them, but it was also like by the time I actually bought mine.
It was pretty much fixed.
It was pretty much fixed.
Right on. But kind of moving on with your list here, number 2.
Number 2, Gears of War 3, or Gears of War franchise.
Gears of War franchise, solid series.
But 3 is the pinnacle.
That's your favorite one.
I'm sorry if a game almost makes you cry.
If a game almost, because that was the one. It's major spoilers, but that's the one where
if you haven't played it already, then what are you doing?
Huge spoiler alert. That's the one where Dom, right? He's driving the tank into the middle of the and
he decides to suicide because his wife's dead. Everything, and
Dom is the main guy's best friend, right? Yeah.
He's the second main
Phoenix
character, Marcus Phoenix's best friend. Dom comes, saves you out of the jail in the beginning of the first one. You're long-term friends, and the fact of you have this whole progression going through. Yeah,
you see this friendship build.
Yeah, when you're going through the game, it's if there's only 2 people in the path, it's you as Marcus and him and Dom. Yeah. So you just are constantly with them, and it's when he goes and actually decides to sacrifice himself
to save. It's like this moment.
It's this big moment.
This is like friggin' Boromir, Lord of the Rings shit, ladies and gentlemen. Obscure reference there.
You shall not pass.
No, Boromir. Are you talking about? That's Gandalf. Talking about Boromir. You know Lord of the Rings? What? Okay, we'll discuss this later.
All right.
You not know? Okay, basically Boromir is a dude. The 2 hobbits that aren't Frodo and Sam are they're like being attacked by friggin' Orcai. Boromir comes running in and like takes on an entire army on his own. Basically, ends up basically he dies because he gets shot by arrows like 80 times, and he keeps fighting until he just can't anymore. He's trying to save them, and then he dies anyway, and they get taken.
Yeah, I always fell asleep during those movies.
What the hell's wrong with you? We're gonna that's another story.
All right,
continue talk.
But the whole Gears franchise, the Lancer, is one of the most iconic video game weapons ever now.
Absolutely.
and just chainsawing people, so much fun.
Chainsaw People is I played the game like a handful of times, and my favorite thing about it was literally the fact that I thought it was hilarious because I'm like, it's these massive dudes in power armor just yelling all the time, and they're just like chainsawing people. I'm like, holy shit!
Yeah.
Like, what is happening right now?
Well, like the cover system in that game, amazing.
That was the thing. Like the cover system in Gears of War was like, it was spot on. One of the best cover systems you're gonna find in a game.
Like, I don't think that anyone's really matched the.
No.
Like there's been a lot of tries. Like a lot of people have tried to match, but
Uncharted's cover system is pretty good. It's okay. It's not amazing, but it's okay.
yeah.
Name one of the first video games. This is obscure. I'll give you guys a prod if you can name this. In 30 seconds here. Name the first game. It was a third-person shooter for the N64.
I'm out.
You're out. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not going to say the name of it. I'll see who actually is listening here. If you can tell me the name of this game, I will give you a prize of some kind. I don't know what yet, but I will give you something. I promise I'll give you something. It is a third-person shooter for the N64. May have also been for the PS1. I can't recall, but it was a cover-based third-person shooter, kind of stealthy in a way game, but mainly it was a third-person shooter, cover-based for the N64, and it was a third-person shooter. Very obscure game, very rare game. If you guys can tell me what this game is, I'll give you a prize. So message me and let me know. But moving on with your list, Mr. Matthew.
All right. And the number one thing.
Before we do that, we got to do a quick little recap here.
Okay. Quick recap. Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2 / Black Ops 2. You know, the sequels and those things are...
Absolutely. There's too many of them to pick one.
The multiplayer in the Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 2 are superb to everything else.
We still play Modern Warfare 2.
I still play Black Ops 2 every now and again. I actually... Because I own it for both 360 and PS3. Because you know how that you end up having to buy those for those games. Mm-hmm. I end up popping it in not that long ago and playing that a little bit.
It's just fun.
Number 9, the Mass Effect franchise.
Absolutely.
Yeah, great game. Number 8, Crackdown 2. Still great games. Number 7, GTA 4. Number 6, Skyrim.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah. Number 5, Saints Row, really 2 through, but
2 through 4.
Yeah, but mainly 2. Fable, mainly 2. 1,
number 4, yeah.
Well, because 1 was originally not a.
No, Xbox 360. Yeah, so
it's it's really an Xbox game, but yeah. Fable 2. Number 3, Batman Arkham City, Batman Arkham Asylum.
The Arkham series.
The Arkham series. The start of it. Number 2, Gears of War, and mainly Gears of War 3, but really, you should go through them all for various reasons.
They're all good games, good story and stuff.
Yeah, story's progressive, so.
Yes. And now we come to your number 1 pick.
Number 1 pick. It's an obvious one, but it's also something that's going to be tick off people too.
Controversial here on the Hotter Show.
The number 1 thing for Xbox 360 games, Halo, but I'm going with Halo Reach. I know people are going to come after me, but honestly, the campaign is superior to anything with Chief. Chief is a bland character. When everyone starts dying in Reach, you actually care and you actually feel it. You kind of combed over that statement. I want to bring it back for a second. Chief is a bland character. Yeah. I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you. He's the nameless, faceless robot that you're supposed to be put yourself in as Chief, but it's still like when I come to gaming, I like a little bit of like when I'm in like that type of environment, I like characters. Yes. You know? So am I. I'm saying like, in that regard. Honestly, I like ODST more than I like the Halo 3 campaign because I actually felt for the ODSTs. I felt for Buck. I felt for all of them. They all
spoiler alert, they all die at the end, right? Yeah. That's the one I'm thinking of the right one, right?
I think they both end up dying. Like Reach and
is that the one where like at the end of it they're fighting off the Covenant and they're stuck and they know they can't leave. Yeah. So they're just fighting off the
entire the voice cast of Firefly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. So
Nathan Fillion.
Obscure TV references there.
But yeah, like it's Halo 3 is honestly the pinnacle of the Halo franchise for multiplayer. It's where everyone had their custom game maps, which were a blast. You know, you'll never beat like playing Jenga and playing Duck Hunt and all that on Halo 3's multiplayer. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like when it comes to story, I personally like characters, and Chief isn't a character to me.
And I think that there is a reason as to why that is, because he's supposed to be this like silent protagonist kind of badass dude in a way, I guess.
But like the moment you go through like the final campaign sequences of Reach, and everyone is just starting to die,
you feel it.
You feel it. And when you become the lone survivor and you don't even make it out of that, because that's an endless...
And it's like you know you're not going to either.
It's an endless wave system, like so you're basically going to die.
Yeah.
But you have like emotional towards these characters because you actually feel for them.
So you're fighting and you're like, I need to try at least.
Yeah, it's, you have the feeling of the world much more than I think when you're dealing with Chief.
Yeah. Oh, I totally agree with that. 100%.
But like people would say the best game in the franchise is Halo 3. I won't fully disagree. I just my opinion, I go with Reach. Mm-hmm. The multiplayer, it does change there. It's you now get like different power bonuses and stuff like that, so it makes things a little interesting. It's not like, okay, whoever makes it to the Spartan laser first
whoever makes the Spartan laser is the winner. Yeah,
but like it's still like I'll still play Halo 3 as much as I'll play Reach.
Mm-hmm. Just for you personally.
For me personally, the storyline is more Reach. Mm-hmm. But yeah, how could you have an Xbox 360 list without ending it on Halo?
Yeah, I mean, that's just, for me, when I think of the Xbox, there's 3 games I think of. Just the Xbox like series is entirely. I think of 3 games. I think of Halo. And this is funny because people are going to laugh at me. I think of Star Wars The Old Republic, Knights of the Old Republic.
Well, that's really...
Even though that's what I'm saying, like, just when I think of the Xbox in general. And then I think of Fable.
Yeah.
So 2 out of the 3 series are on this. Obviously, Knights of the Old Republic only had 2. And they're both on Xbox, but...
They really need to get on that.
They need to make... How would you feel if, like, just they come out, like, in next year and be like, yeah, so Xbox One exclusive friggin' Knights of the Old Republic 3. I'd be like, I'm out. I'd literally have to buy an Xbox One just for that. Yeah. I would have to.
I can't remember. Did the people that made the Knights of the Old Republic, they
did make Mass Effect.
No, I was going to say, did they do the online Star Wars game?
I want to say they were involved, but I don't think it was fully them.
Yeah, well, I know that they did. I know that they made the Mass Effect.
Yeah, they made BioWare. A lot of the similar, and that's the thing that made me kind of smile the most with Mass Effect. There was moments where I'd go like, okay, I know this. Like, not like the story, but just like dialogue choices and stuff. It's like it was very similar.
Yeah,
which is great. And
Knights of the Old Republic was before its time.
Oh, absolutely. You go back and play Knights of the Old Republic, and you're like, holy crap. There's tons of games that were like that, and it's just funny how talking about 360. Obviously, I go and there's tons of more games with the Xbox 360. Obviously, be sure to let us know what some of your guys' favorite games for the Xbox 360 are.
Like, there's still some like personal pet ones. Like Dead Rising 2. I played Dead Rising 2 a lot. There's Assassin's Creed. Mainly the whole story arc of Ezio. Those
Ezio Auditore.
Yeah, the good story.
Yeah.
Borderlands. There's all these great games.
Yeah.
Like the lineup is actually like endless.
Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
People always talk about Left 4 Dead. Love that game.
And didn't really care for it.
Yeah, it's a multiplayer game.
It is. But
I only had fun when I was playing it with people.
Yeah, the problem is when you're not playing with people, it's just...
I could see why that would suck.
And it's just, But yeah, there's, tell us some of your favorites in the comments, and
maybe some games we didn't mention,
Yeah.
just check them out or whatever. Let us know what some of your favorites are. We're always happy to hear from you guys and talk about that and that kind of thing. This has been cool. There's definitely some. I need to just go buy like an Xbox 360 now, just to say I at least have one, and I would probably get one for like $50 online or something if I really wanted
Probably.
to. Go on Kijiji or something.
Yeah. And you don't even have to worry about buying games.
Yeah, I'll just be like, yo, Matt, hit me up with some of your games, buddy. I'll go hook your brother up. All right, Matt. Well, thank you very much for helping me out with this list because I was not going to be able to do it on my own. Thank you very
No
much.
problem. Thanks for having me again. This time number 5.
Number 5.
Is it 5 or 4?
Is it 5? I thought it was 4. You've won it 4 times now, right? No.
I don't know. I'm tied with...
No, sorry, 5. You're on 5.
I'm now tied with Anthony.
Anthony.
I will beat you, Anthony. I will be on this more times than you.
He's a busy cat, so I'm sure you'll probably do that. But Matt, thank you again. We'll talk to you.
All right, bye.
All right, so that was the top 10 Xbox 360 games, according to Mr. Matthew Cannons and The Hotter Show. Be sure to let me know if you guys agree, disagree, what some of your favorites are, all that kind of thing. Be sure to comment and let me know. Hit me up on any of the social medias, anything at all like that to let me know. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in, regardless of how you're listening, whether you're listening on the SoundCloud. If you are, be sure to follow The Harder Show and like this podcast. If you are listening on the YouTube, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're continuing to grow that brand, folks. And leave a like or dislike on this video, depending on what you thought of it. Comment away. No flame wars, please. And last but not least, if you are listening on the iTunes, which you guys know is the easiest way to listen to The Harder Show, hit the subscribe button. Once you do that, you don't even have to think about it. It will automatically be downloaded to the device of your choosing once you have set it up to do so. And maybe while you're there, leave The Harder Show a little rating. All the ratings always help. We're still holding steady at 10 5-star ratings. I mean, that's amazing. I can't believe I even have 1 5-star rating. It's just insane. We're continuing to chug along here on The Harder Show, folks, and there is no signs of this stopping. It is a beautiful thing to be able to continue to build this with you guys. So thank you all again so much. I hope you have an absolute fantastic rest of your week, and I will catch you guys next time on The Harder Show. Take it easy.